Hey everyone, how's it going? Apologies for the late video. What I've been meaning to do for a couple of days now is, I guess, a class character breakdown on who are the best bots in my opinion and who are the weaker ones. So before I get started, feel free to let me know who you guys think are like the better bots, who do you guys don't like playing as, who you guys think are weak. Um, so yeah, this is going to be an opinion video, so let me know what your thoughts are. So we're going to go ahead and start with the Scout class, and this class is primarily excels at crits and crit damage. They're all really well in my opinion. The one I would rate at the bottom would be Sideswipe. I feel like ever since his nerf, all he really has is just crits, which is what everyone else has. And he's got an evade, which Windblade has her heavy, and Barricade has those really nice evades that he gets whenever he gets knocked down. So I would rate Sideswipe third, and this was a tough call. I didn't really know who to rate second, but I'm gonna have to go with Windblade. I feel like Barricade, they're both really strong in my opinion, but Barricade, I really like his backfire procs as well as his power steal on his special 2, so you can actually have an opponent never get past their special 1 just by using your special 2. And his backfire procs do a bunch of damage if you get a bunch of them off on the opponent and the opponent uses a special, you can easily dodge it, and there goes like 600 or 700 of their damage over their health based on how many procs you have. And not to mention, I think he also gets some really high crit damage. Let me just check this real quick. Yeah, so he gets up to plus 88% crit damage based on his opponent's stored power, 80% evade whenever he's knocked down, 32% crit rate. Special 3 gets plus 25% crit rate for 25 seconds. So overall, I really like him. He's just like really strong, and I feel like he's not talked about a lot, but he's definitely up there. Let's go ahead and move on to the next class, Combat. RC would rate the lowest in my opinion, unfortunately. She would rate a lot higher if she was pre-nerf RC, but I still absolutely hate her power on crits only. It's so stupid. I don't like it at all. So yeah, she would rate third. Her damage has just gone absolutely down since her nerf. And up next, Bludgeon would have been number 1 on my list if he was still the power gaining monster that he was. But he's still overall pretty solid character. He can still do damage with his bleeds and his crit damage buff. But I would honestly rate Bone Crusher as number 1. His bleed stacks are just insane. They do so much damage, and his signature ability, Pure Hate, depending on how many stacks of bleed his opponent have, he gains extra attack and power rate. And overall, he just does a bunch of damage. Not to mention his special 1, it can bleed the opponent for 110% attack. So he's just overall a really strong character, and one of my favorites to take along with me on my raids. And next is the Tacticians class. I would rate Ultra Magnus class simply because we're unable to actually dupe him at the moment, and we don't really know how his signature ability will come into play. It seems like a really nice ability though. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see on Ultra Magnus. And it was a really tough choice between Bumblebee and OG Optimus Prime. I feel like they're both really strong. I would say Bumblebee's a lot better as a raid defender. He's really good as, when you're playing him, but it takes a while for him to get his attack ramped up, especially if the opponent is dodging all of your heavies. So in this case, I would rate Optimus Prime as being the best out of the Tacticians class. He does so much damage with his special 2, and then he has that permanent armor break on his special 3. And he just does a lot of damage, as well as he has consistent damage buffs and armor buffs by using his heavy and just holding down block. So I feel he's really good there. And up next we have Brawler classes. Oh man, this class is honestly one of my favorites. I feel like you cannot go wrong with any one of these characters that you decide to upgrade. personally, I would say Optimus Prime, simply because of his insane power on his special one. I really love his signature as well. It gives you that last chance to do as much damage as possible before you go down for 7 seconds. And his special one, it just does so much damage depending on how much lost health you have. I've seen it do like close to 1500 damage when I'm at critical health, and he can one-shot people as well, so he's actually really strong in my opinion. Not to mention, he does extremely well in raids against any harm accelerator characters that you go up against. So yeah, he's just overall really strong. Whoops, what did I do here? Okay. Grinder and Motormaster, honestly, they're tied in my opinion. But they're both like right behind Optimus Prime. Grinder has amazing damage on his special too. He's super tanky. Same as Motormaster, he's just that unstoppable buff just makes him super annoying to deal with. And even when you're playing him, you can actually just keep the opponent in a corner the entire time, just doing a heavy dash combo. And I really want him as a 3-star. I want him duped as well. Hopefully I get him soon. But at the moment I'm stuck using my 2-star Motormaster, and in the arena he just tears anybody. He just destroys them. So yeah, I would rate Optimus as first, and then second it's a close tie between Motormaster and Grinder. So yeah, up next we have the, what is this, tech class? Ratchet would rate, I would rate Ratchet the lowest, simply because, I don't know why, but I feel like it's kind of dumb having his, so he loses 14% attack whenever he does his rollout attack, his heavy, which kind of hurts him a little bit. I like stun locking people with him, but overall his damage output isn't really that good. So I would rate him third. Up next, oh man, Rhinox and Mirage. I would rate Rhinox second, simply because I feel like Mirage got a really strong buff in the last global launch in those patch notes. Mirage's attack is just really strong, and then you can play him accordingly to however your playstyle is. That signature ability of his is actually really good in my opinion. His special 1, faster projectiles, and power burn. Special 2, you can stun lock people. Oh, and as well as decrease their attack. And then his special 3 does a bunch of damage now, as well as you get those permanent. You actually get those permanent attacks, granting plus 15% attack for the remainder of the fight. And these actually stack, so he can start doing a ton of damage if he's not left, if you don't take him down quickly. And he's an amazing raid defender. If you equip him with that laser guidance module, he can, honestly, with that 100% armor pen, he can delete enemies so fast. It is insane. He just does so much damage. He's really good. And Rhinox, he's really good as well. His signature is honestly one of the best in the game as far as like a defender goes. He caps the damage that an enemy can deal to him, as well as he has those power locks on his heavy, which come in super handy against like Ironhides in raids. And his special attacks, they all pretty much bleed except for the first one. The first one actually removes a buff from an enemy and causes bleed if it does that. His bleeds are really nice. His power lock is really nice. His damage cap is really nice whenever he gets hit. So overall, Rhinox is also a very well-rounded character in my opinion. And finally, for the last class, Demolitions class. There's not much to say on this class. Ironhide is honestly like super amazing right now. His one-shot potential is like really high. I have my Ironhide. He's got a level 50 signature, plus 400% critical damage, and honestly, he's just a complete beast. His special 2 and his special 3 will one-shot people if his signature procs. And his burn spam with his heavy, it's amazing. It just completely kills an enemy like really fast. If that's all you want to do is spam your heavies, he does really well. and I don't see him coming down from that number 1 spot for quite a while. Maybe Megatron might be able to take him down. But from what I can see, Ironhide is honestly like one of the best spots you can have in the game, and he'll really help you progress. Mixmaster, his special 2 is bugged at the moment. Not to mention, he doesn't really do that much damage. He's really cool. He's a weird looking character. Still reminds me of like a spider in a way. His concussive block, I thought it would be really cool, but it actually doesn't knock the enemy back as much, and that 40% attack that it deals isn't that much either. So kind of a useless signature in my ability. And his acids, they're not as strong as bleeds in my opinion. I feel like they wear off really quickly. And then this passive and also the dash back to generate a new buff. You have to hold block down for like 2 to 3 seconds, it feels like, and I know it says 2 seconds on there, but it feels like a lot longer. And during that time you can actually get hit by a heavy, and that completely like ruins it. So in my opinion, I don't know, you just have to play Mixmaster like really passively, and maybe once he gets once his special 2 actually starts working, where it actually deals heat damage, that 70% chance to inflict burn. Right now it's not working at all. It doesn't inflict anything, so his damage on that ability is pretty crap. Special 3 is cool as well, but it doesn't do that much damage if you don't have like 12 buffs going. So yeah, honestly Mixmaster is not that strong at the moment. Hopefully he gets a buff soon. And from what I've seen, Waspinator, he's actually pretty cool. I feel like he'll do a lot of damage. I fought a Waspinator on a raid earlier today on a Quintessence base. I didn't record it, but he actually pulled his 3rd special on me, and it did a fuck ton of damage on my MV1 Optimus. So I'm excited to see how exactly Waspinator will do. I know he has a lot of those resistance debuffs, so maybe that'll amplify his damage by quite a bit, but we'll just have to wait and see. But that's my tier breakdown, guys. Let me know your thoughts, who you guys think are the best out of each class. I really want to know your opinions, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching.